Just wanting change. Rich people want it, poor people want it, everybody wants change. Our country is really doing poorly. We're a laughing stock all over the world, and we're going to get that change very quickly. And this has been some incredible.
So Donald Trump and Melania showed up at what was billed as a big fundraiser for Donald Trump at somebody named John Paulson's home. And you'll see here in these photos of Melania, she looks absolutely disgusted to be there with Donald Trump at this event. I want to talk more about this event at a moment. You see Melania there in a $6,900 Valentino dress right there, and did not want to be around Donald Trump. Let me show you this video. One of the things I want you to take a look at this video, though, in addition to Melania just being absolutely disgusted and grossed out by Donald Trump, as if this odor was emanating from him, which it probably was. Take a look around. There's not a lot of people here, and this was billed as the biggest fundraiser for Donald Trump, and it seems like it was more of just Donald Trump playing the media like a fiddle. I don't really see many people there. I want to talk about that more in a moment. Take a look at Melania right here. Play the clip.
People are just wanting change. Rich people want it, poor people want it, everybody wants change. Our country is really doing poorly. We're a laughing stock all over the world, and we're going to get that change very quickly. And this has been some incredible evening before it even starts, because people, they wanted to contribute to a cause of making America great again, and that's what's happened. We're going to make America great again.
And if we may, can we just zoom in on Melania for a moment in that clip? Let's play it.
Just wanting change. Rich people want it, poor people want it, everybody wants change. Our country is really doing poorly. We're a laughing stock all over the world, and we're going to get that change very quickly. And this has been some incredible.
You know, and so I was looking at images from the event. All of them look like Melania wants to get the heck out of there. And also the event looks like there's not a lot of people there. Here's how Getty Images refer to this event as, and there's a mistake here that they made that I want to correct. They say, Palm Beach, Florida, April 6, Republican presidential candidate and former U.S. President Donald Trump and former First Lady Melania Trump arrive at the home of John and Jenny Paulson. And they claim that that's Jenny Paulson in the white dress there. On April 6, 2024 in Palm Beach, Florida, Trump's campaign is expecting to raise more than $40 million when major donors gather for a fundraiser billed as the inaugural leadership dinner. Well, first off, where are all the people? Second off, why are you trusting Donald Trump's representations about anything at all that he's raising? And when it comes to money, the guy is found liable for inflating financials. That's like the main thing that he's known for, is lying about money and lying about numbers. And that's not Jenny Paulson standing next to Melania, whose back is turned to Donald Trump. You know who that is? That is John Paulson, Donald Trump's buddy, the billionaire's influencer girlfriend. That's not his wife. And just take a look right here who that is. That her name is, where it is right there. So 66-year-old hedge fund billionaire John Paulson, ready to marry his 34-year-old influencer girlfriend, Alina Del Alameda. Paulson is now involved in a blockbuster divorce from his ex-wife. And so that's actually not his wife right there. Going back to the event for a moment here and taking a look more at some of these pictures of Melania being disgusted by Donald Trump. Here's how ABC reported the event. And this is why it's like, why are you just, you know how like the media always uses the word like allegedly when it's actually not allegedly. Donald Trump allegedly found liable for sexual assault. No, he was found liable. But when it comes to Donald Trump usually lying about things, the media then buys that. Take a look at how ABC's headline is. This is how all the media reported as well. Trump's Palm Beach fundraiser, joined by Melania Trump, rakes in $50 million. Organizers say Melania has made 2 public appearances on Trump's campaign trail this cycle. So like they want to like try to give her credit for what you just saw right there, which is so bizarre. She couldn't want to be there any less. And then they buy this number of $50 million. So what's going on here, folks? So this is the invite that Donald Trump sent that he leaked to Politico and others before the event. And he just lists a bunch of billionaire friends. And by the way, like if you take a look, like most of these people, based on all of the analysis that I've done, I didn't see them at this event in any of the photographs that have been posted about this event. You go to this, it says here are the billionaires that are going to be at this purported event. But like one of them, for example, is like Linda McMahon from WWE fame. And Linda was, as far as I know, she was in Pennsylvania. I think she was there for the WWE event. And so I don't think I just think all of this is because President Biden raised $26 million. So the same way Donald Trump, when it comes to like his penthouse is like, oh, it's really 10,000 square feet. I'm going to say it's 30,000. Let me just times it by 3. And then I'll come to my number. I'll back end my number in, that's kind of seems what he's doing here. President Biden raised with former President Obama and former President Clinton. They held that fundraiser. They raised $26 million. And conveniently, Donald Trump now claims it's twice as much at this event where I don't see many people there at all. Remember this from a few weeks back as well, where Melania was like, she was asked if she was going to start showing up on the campaign trail. Remember what she said? Well, if you don't, let me just play this clip for you.
Hi, Mrs. Trump, are you going to return to the campaign trail with your husband? Stay tuned. Stay tuned? Are you confident that you can pay for it?
Yeah, she said stay tuned. And again, she's can't even fake wanting to be around Donald Trump, yet the media continues to try to push these like stories that like, oh, Melania is showing up with Donald and Melania is going to be on the campaign trail. Melania is going to be showing up at all of these events. There was a story recently. Melania is going to be hosting an event soon. And it's like an event that's at Mar-a-Lago. She's going to walk down the stairs. Like, what are you talking about here? By the way, you can see how like the right-wing media runs with this and like the right-wing pollsters. Here's what Frank Luntz said. He goes, the Trump campaign raised a record-setting $50.5 million at a fundraiser in Florida last night. It's the most money raised from a single event in political history. The previous record was $25 million set by the Biden campaign last month. The Biden campaign actually raised the money. The Biden campaign held it so they could report the money on their financials. With Donald Trump, the next time there's a reportable event is going to be in July. So Donald Trump set this event so that he would not have to report these things on the last financials. And what in my view, what he's doing is, and this is exactly what Adam Kinzinger, also believes he's doing. Kinzinger says, insiders know this trick. Money is double counted. They include the money months back, and they combine tons of accounts, including super PACs, etc. Frank Luntz knows this too. They will have struggling numbers after this because they front and back loaded everything. And knowing Donald Trump just plain lied, don't fret. I mean, that's what I said. Like, you're running with the amount of money Trump claims he ran versus, as I said, why don't we look at the FEC reports? Why don't we try to look through like who's there and who's at this event? And don't say, oh, well, these are billionaires who want to be very secretive and don't want their photos taken. Are you kidding me? Donald Trump takes performative photos with everybody. I saw some of the, the MAGA people trying to spin that. Just kind of utterly absurd. It's the same thing, though. Remember when Donald Trump back in 2016, when it came to Melania's immigration status, what did Donald Trump say? He goes, we're going to hold a press conference. We're going to make sure everybody knows how she got here. And we're going to hold a very powerful press conference. Remember in 2016? 2 more weeks, just you wait, just like the healthcare plan, just like the infrastructure plan, just wait 2 weeks and it's coming. And the media's like, okay, we'll do that. Here, remember this from 2016? Play this clip.
Maybe she came in illegally, maybe. Let me tell you one thing. She has got it so documented, so she's going to have a little news conference over the next couple of weeks. That's good. That's good. I love it. I love it. They said, Melania Trump may have come into our country illegally, and how would that be for Donald Trump to be talking? Here's the only problem. She came in totally legally. I mean, so that's what I'm going to say. All right, but you'll see it in a little while. I said to her, no, let it simmer for a little while. Let them go wild. Let it simmer.
Yeah, and the media doesn't ask the tough questions. That's why we're creating the MeidasTouch Network collectively, you and I in this community, because I think we should be asking the questions of, well, where are the people? Show me the money. Show me the financials. I'm not just going to take your statement and run with it. And I'm not going to try to promote some Melania wants to be next to you narrative where she clearly thinks you're a vile human being. And by the way, she is as well. But if the media was asking questions like they should in 2016, I would like to know how it is that Melania really got here. I mean, someone named Paolo Zampoli, who ran a modeling agency, who brought in Eastern European women and then held parties at what's called the Kit Kat Club in New York in the 1990s to introduce the wealthy Eastern European women to the wealthy Manhattan businessmen and the wealthy businessmen in the United States. And then she got her visa expedited to get the genius Einstein visa. I mean, really? I mean, we're not supposed to quit. We're supposed to accept that makes sense. The Kit Kat Club and modeling agencies bringing women to introduce them to, really? We're not supposed to be like, huh? Or how about that the year before Donald Trump met Melania, he was partying with Ghislaine Maxwell, who would bring him women. It was written about in the Sunday Mirror how Ghislaine Maxwell, who they referred to even then as Madame Maxwell, would bring Donald Trump all of these young women, and that Donald Trump would put him in his apartments, and he and Ghislaine and the women would go on these trips together. I mean, we're not supposed to ask questions about that when Donald Trump says, when you're wealthy, you can get away with doing anything you want with women. You can sexually assault women, someone who's found liable for sexual assault. I mean, there's a deeper story here. Then yes, Melania is clearly repulsed by Donald Trump. You see her, she's disgusted by him. But the media, Donald Trump wants to frame an image. And that's what propagandists do in North Korean Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, in authoritarian states. That's what they do. And you need a media that's critical, that just says, okay, well, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Because we could look at the raw data like cash on hand. Team Biden-Harris, $192 million cash on hand. Donald Trump, $93 million. And what's Trump even doing with his money? Biden-Harris, over 100 battleground state offices open, 2 million texts and 385,000 calls to voters, 20,000 volunteers activated. Donald Trump, does he have any field offices? I don't think so. Does he have one field office? How about this incredible strategy by President Biden, who has who has reserved all of these ad spots in October, effectively blocking the Trump campaign from really getting any ads as it matters as we cross the finish line into the 2024 election. Here's the ad spending by airing date, including future ads by candidate and affiliated political action committee since April 1. So you see over here in the blue, these are all the reservation of ads already in October that President Biden has on all of the major networks across the country, buying up all of the ad slots in advance. So no one else can buy him up. I mean, Trump could do that if he's raising $50 million or whatever they claim. That's one of the things that you would assume that you would do. And let me just finally show you this. This is what President Biden put out, even though, I think that this fundraiser with Melania has a lot of red flags. I like that President Biden's out with the statement right away. And he goes, well, Trump is raising money from a bunch of hedge fund billionaires. Our grassroots campaign raised $187 million this quarter because of folks like you. Our grassroots team knows what's at stake in this election, and they're pitching in to make sure we win. I like this message here. Play this clip from President Biden.
Folks, Trump is down in Florida today, raising money from a bunch of hedge fund billionaires who want him to cut Social Security and Medicare and their taxes. So I figure there's no better day than today to tell you that in the first quarter of this year, we raised $185 million. Our campaign now has 1.6 million individual donors, and more than 500,000 of those donors are brand new since 2020. This campaign is Scranton versus Palm Beach. This is a grassroots campaign of nurses and teachers and firefighters and cops versus Donald Trump and a couple billionaires looking for a tax cut. Real people who know the stakes of this election and are rolling up their sleeves to pitch in what they can. You're making a real difference, folks. Thank you. I appreciate everything you're doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Meanwhile, you have the Senate Republicans. This is okay. You're raising $50.5 million, yet you have the Senate Republicans posting things like this: all aboard the Trump train, donate now. And it's a photo of Trump humping the flag. I mean, what are we talking about here, folks? Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments, but we gotta just make sure we all get the facts out together. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 3 million subscribers thanks to your support.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.